What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now, kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. I don't even have to tell y'all what tomorrow is. We've been talking about this potential matchup all year, for months now. For months. Since last year, we've been talking about this matchup. South Carolina, LSU. Let's get it on. Number 9 versus number 1. South Carolina undefeated. LSU, the defending champions. They the champs till they ain't the champs no more. As my boy Junior Battle would say. Listen, this is going to be an instant classic. A mega matchup with the most talent on one basketball court that we've seen all season in the women's college game. Nothing more needs to be said. We need to go ahead but before we do all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
This is a mega matchup. There's a lot of keys to this game. I mean, there's the depth factor. Obviously, South Carolina has shown they have the deeper lineup. The pace of this game. Are they going to play fast? Are those starting 5 from LSU going to wear down? Are they going to get in foul trouble? Who's going to make shots? Perimeter scoring. South Carolina has completely changed a weakness into a strength. Adding shooters to this lineup. On the other side, LSU dominates the glass. And they have two of the best forwards in the game. Versatility. Aggressiveness. They're at home. I don't know, y'all. Whatever happens, though, I'm not calling this matchup an upset. If LSU wins this game, it is not an upset. And I'm staking that claim now. The keys to victory for LSU. Let's take a look. First off, that home crowd has to be ruckus. It's a sold-out game. It's going to be packed. LSU needs their fans. They need to feed off that energy. LSU right now boasting the top offense in the nation, averaging 91.7 points per game. They are second in point differential. They are smacking teams by an average of 30.2 points per game. LSU, we mentioned how they are on that glass. They are third in rebounding in the nation, averaging 47.3 rebounds. The shot making has to be there. We've seen the revelation of Haley Van Lith, and she's going to be one of the X factors in this game. They need her, Michaela Williams, and Flage to show up like they did in their last contest. To win this game, these three players have to make shots. They have to be able to control the tempo of this game. They have to be able to get the bigs involved. They have to be able to take care of the basketball because South Carolina is locking everything up this season. They have to really take the game and leave their fingerprints all over this contest. Right now, they're going to have to make shots, y'all. Because there's not going to be a whole lot of second chance opportunities, I don't believe, with that big front court of South Carolina. They cannot depend on Angel Reese to grab 20 rebounds. Elisa Morrow may struggle a little bit on the glass against these bigs. So they have to make the first shot count. They have to get going on offense. I need a fast start. They have to have a quick start. They have to come out punching South Carolina in the mouth. They have to match that energy. They're at home, so obviously that's somewhat of an edge. Playing on your home court, you know the rims. The crowd is going to be intense. Coach Kim Mulkey says players have to make plays.
Some talent on the floor, and I've always said this. In close games, if it should be a close game, I'm not out-coaching Dawn. Dawn's not going to out-coach me. It's going to be ballers out there making plays, and that'll be fun for all of us to see.
Angel Reese has to be huge. Anissa Morrow has to be huge. Haley Van Lith has to be huge. And she's coming off her best game in an LSU uniform. So you love that she's playing great basketball this time. But they have to play big. They need Flage to be that glue player that she's been all season so far. Just doing all the dirty work, grabbing rebounds, locking up the opposing team's best defender on the best offensive player, the top scoring threat on the perimeter. Flage has taken that challenge. It seems like just about every game this year, they need her to play big. The X factor for LSU though, man, two players that are gonna be coming off the bench. First off, Last Terapoa has to be big. She has to play exceptional in this contest. I think they're going to rely on her to provide that spark off the bench. Like she's one of the only guards that has seen heavy minutes and consistent minutes. They're going to need her to get the offense flowing. When Haley Van Lith comes out of the game, when Flage comes out of the game, when Michaela Williams, who also is another player that has to be exceptional in this contest, Last Terapoa has to come in and run that second unit and also run with the starters, get that offense going, taking care of the basketball and getting those assists, and also defending the basketball as well. They're going to have to deal with Tahina Pow. They're going to have to deal with Raven Johnson, Malaysia Fulwiley. There's a lot of talent on that South Carolina team that they're going to have to contend with just in the backcourt. They're going to need Poa to really initiate some offense and play strong. Like it's going to be a physical contest. This is her first game against USC, against SC, against South Carolina. She hasn't seen any pressure like this right now that South Carolina is bringing. She's a freshman. Mistakes are going to happen. It's just a thing. But looking at it, she's got to play big. Another freshman, just off pure size, just off size alone, they're going to need a Leia Del Rosario to get in there at 6'6" and be a big body down low. I can see her getting some really good minutes in this contest as well. They're going to need her size down low to contend with Camila Cardoso. Straight up. Ashlyn Watkins, Chloe Kitts, like they're gonna need Del Rosario to get out there and bang down low and be big, be physical. They don't necessarily need her to score a whole bunch, but they need her to grab some rebounds and defend, block some shots. They need her size. They're going to rely on that size down there because that front court of South Carolina is big. They're physical. They're aggressive. And they're number one in the nation right now in rebounding overall per game. They are snagging up everything. And it's a balanced effort. Guys, this isn't a must-win game for anybody, and this game isn't really deciding anything. But for LSU, it would be nice for Coach Kim Mulkey to get the monkey off her back. She still hasn't beaten South Carolina. They wanted natty, but they didn't have to go through Columbia to do it. And then on the other side, Coach Don Staley still holding the crown in the SEC for the most part, still being the most dominant program for the last several years. You know, LSU is still feeling like the new kids on the block, but they do have a natty. And like I said, they are the champs, so they aren't the champs anymore. But this is going to be big-time players. I mean, the perimeter scoring has to be there for both. I'm excited to see who's going to match up with Michaela Williams. You know, big guard, can get it off the dribble, create, make big shots. I think she has a huge game. I think she's going to live up to the hype she has every year, every game. Every game they needed a big bucket, she's been the one for the most part that they go to. She hasn't been shaking really so much. She hasn't looked like a freshman really at all. She looks like she's built for this. They're going to need her to make some shots. They're going to need Haley Van Lith to be Haley Van Lith. I want to see her be extremely aggressive in this game. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be coming after her. Pow's going to be coming after her. Like, that's going to be a really good matchup. These starting fives match up so well. The bench, though, LSU's going to have to get something from that bench, y'all. Because we've seen what South Carolina's bringing off the bench. And they could play 10 players. Coach Staley could play 10 deep. And they could really potentially wear LSU starters down. Because those starting five play big minutes. I'm talking about Kim Mulkey out there playing them like Tom Thibodeau. riding those starters. And we haven't really seen a whole lot from the bench. We've seen Del Rosario come out and play some big minutes. She's made an impact. And I definitely think they're going to have to rely on her size. I mean, seriously. She's going to have an impact. And this is a perfect coming out game for her, honestly. Because she's going to have to bring her A game. Because those South Carolina bigs are physical, they're experienced, they're skilled, they can pass it. If they try to bring double teams, they will find the shooters. And LSU will get lit up. Now, this is the first matchup. This is an early matchup. And, there aren't a whole lot of players on that are playing in this game that were on these rosters that were playing big minutes in this game last year. South Carolina did hit the transfer portal, but a lot of those players have been there and just waited their turn, so they're familiar. They know what's going on. They know what this game means. And on the other side, you got the transfers coming into the SEC playing for the first time. Haley Van Lith, Lisa Morrow, Michaela Williams, a freshman. Angel Reese and Flage already been through this. Haley Van Lith coming in. Like, this is their first shot, really, to see what South Carolina is about, man. So it's exciting to see just the anticipation. And I think the game is going to live up to the hype. I think the PMAC Center is going to be rocking. LSU is going to be a hot ticket. Y'all seen them tickets was going for thousands of dollars. I think this is going to break the Ohio State-Iowa record, I think, in my opinion, for the most watched women's game this year. I think it's going to be special. The stars have to perform under those bright lights. We got two great coaches and two championship level coaches, two former champions and current champion in Kim Mulkey that have won titles, won on the biggest stage, built programs from the ground up. We've seen it. Coached some of the game's greats. And now they go head to head again. And these are two great coaches, two great programs, two programs that are familiar with each other. Very familiar. A lot of these players played on Team USA together. Some of them played against, like Camila Cardoso played for Brazil. Some, they competed against each other. And now we're seeing it on the main stage. I mean, I'm just so excited for so many different things. Who's going to win the turnover battle? Both teams have struggled with free throws at times. Free throws are going to be crucial. Everything is going to matter in this game. But I think Angel Reese has been so dominant this season. This is going to be her toughest matchup. It's going to be a lot of size she's going to have to deal with. She's not going to be the tallest player on the floor. And yeah, she's winning against bigs, but not as good as Camila Cardoso right now. Like her, Chloe Kitts, they're going to make things harder on Lisa Morrow. I think Morrow is going to really have to get going from the perimeter and stretch the floor and knock down shots because those easy paint looks are not going to be there all night. I just don't see it. There's too much size. South Carolina's blocking all types of shots. And with this game, it feels like it's gonna be high scoring. This will be the best offense they've seen. LSU's gonna score points. That's just what they do. But is South Carolina gonna be out there forcing turnovers? We've seen these LSU guards be careless with the basketball so far this season at times. It's gotten better. They tightened it up. But we've seen them get sloppy and turn the ball over. We've seen South Carolina be horrible at the free throw line, like we said. It's going to be about possession. You're going to have to win each possession. That's really how this game's going to be. It's going to be like a chess match out there, honestly. And again, LSU winning this game is not an upset. Let's just make that clear. This is not an upset if LSU wins this game at home. The defending champs at home, top 10 team. 3 of the top 5-10 scores in the SEC on one team. Angel Reese still just continues to dominate. Anissa Morrow continues to be the most consistent player. Michaela Williams. I love that Haley Van Lith. I caught some flag over that Haley Van Lith video. I just asked the question. I said, did she make a mistake transfer? I personally don't think so. I think it's too early to tell. But I didn't say yay or nay. I just gave my thoughts. And then she went out there and had her best game against Arkansas, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? She looked comfortable. She's still figuring out that point guard position. This is different from her responsibilities at LSU. But she's averaging a career high in assists. We're seeing it. She's making that transformation into that lead point guard, that lead guard that initiates the offense, controls the tempo, has the keys to the ignition. We're seeing Haley Van Lith really develop and harness a whole nother skill set. And yeah, I'm not expecting her to be the number one option, but we see that she can go out and get 20 when she needs to. And this might be one of them games where they need 25 and 5 from her. You know what I'm saying? They're going to need a little 20 piece from Michaela Williams. They're going to need Angel Reese and Anissa Morrow to be dominant on the glass. They're going to need those freshmen to grow up.